going on, guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Wonder Woman is a Rocky Mountain construction Raptor track, and as most of you already know, it is the world's first of its kind. This thing is small, but it packs a huge punch. I was able to ride it in the Season Pass preview weekend, and I got 5 rides on it, including 1 front seat ride, 2 back seat rides, and 2 in the middle, and I have to say, it doesn't matter where you're sitting, every single seat on this ride is absolutely amazing. I already had high expectations for this ride before coming into it, but even after that, I was still completely blown away. The intensity of this ride, even in the middle seats, completely caught me off guard. After I had already ridden it once, I was actually more excited to ride it again than I was excited to ride it the first time. This is an amazing ride, guys. But don't let me drag on any further. Let's get started with the stats. This thing has a height of 113 feet with a 100-foot drop. It's got a maximum speed of 52 miles per hour. It's got a length of 1,800 feet. It's got a straight down 90-degree drop. And the duration after you leave the lift hill towards the final brake run is just 35 seconds. Now let's go into the ride experience itself. Once you leave the station, you're going to go straight into the lift hill, which is actually a lot steeper than it looks at first. After you detach from the lift hill, you're going to do the pre-drop, turn around 90 degrees, and then after that, you're going to go into the first drop, which is a straight down drop. After the drop, you're going to go into the Raven inversion, which is followed by the off-axis Airtime hill. Then you're going to go into a banked turn coming up into an S-bend, which after the S-bend, you drop down again, go into the cutback, the 0G roll, and after the 0G roll, you turn around and you slide into the final brake run. Now, the first thing I have to talk about this ride is the Airtime. Naturally, being a creation of Rocky Mountain Construction, of course this thing is going to have amazing airtime, especially in the back seat. But let me tell you, the intensity of the airtime on this ride makes its older sister in the park, Iron Rattler, seem almost mild in comparison. The airtime is just that strong. After that first drop, you go and you keep going and you don't stop until you hit the final brake run. This thing is relentless. Which, by the way, brings me to another point. The pacing on this ride is absolutely amazing. It doesn't feel like it slows down one bit. It is insanely fast from start to finish, no breaks at all. One thing that people don't normally associate Six Flags with is theming, and while Wonder Woman doesn't have as much theming as Disney or Universal, the theming is actually pretty decent. The plot of land that Wonder Woman is on looks very nice. The station looks good with the ornate concrete pillars and general landscaping all around the ride. The water below the ride really adds to the experience, and even after all of that, I noticed that they were still working on it, planting trees and working on the main queue building. So I didn't even get the full theming experience and still thought it was decent anyway. Imagine what it will be like when it's completely finished. If I'm being honest, the best part of this ride wasn't even the first drop. Now, don't get me wrong, the first drop was amazing, especially in the back seat. You're really coming out of your seat there. But the best part was actually in the back seat when you're coming over that second drop after that S-bend. The airtime on that was absolutely insane. I can't even begin to describe how intense it was. I mean, the entire ride is pretty intense all the way through, but this spot is especially intense. Something that I'm sure a lot of you are worried about is the length of the ride. Well, there's no need to worry about that. There's so many things jam-packed into it that it doesn't feel like it's really missing anything. Now, I'm not saying that this ride isn't short. It is a pretty short ride, but I don't think that a ride like this needs anything else added onto it. The length isn't really a problem for this ride. It's fine just the way it is. Now, one thing that I do need to mention is that the shoulder harnesses on this ride are really uncomfortable and they really dig into your shoulders, especially during the airtime moments. Those seatbelt-like restraints are the one thing that really kills this ride. It's an absolutely amazing experience, but those harnesses cutting into your shoulders really take away from the experience, especially if you're taller. I did get a chance to talk to the park president about this issue, and he said that RMC was working on something, but they haven't been able to find anything good enough yet. There haven't been a whole lot of roller coasters that completely blew me away when I first rode them, but this is definitely one of them. Like I said, I already had high expectations for this ride, but those expectations were totally shattered after I rode it. It blew me away, and it continued to blow me away even after my last ride on it. Overall, I give this ride a 9.5 out of 10. In my opinion, this is going to be the best ride in the park. There's only one thing that's stopping me from giving it a perfect 10 out of 10, is those straps that really cut into your shoulders. Other than that, this ride is nearly perfect. If you're at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, you absolutely have to ride this. It is a one-of-a-kind experience that you just cannot afford to miss out on. Have you ridden Wonder Woman Golden Lasso Coaster yet? If so, let us know what you think of it. Be sure to give us a comment down below and like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.